Hello, and thanks for joining us of this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Sean Sims.
And I'm Becca Tedesco. A long-standing tradition at Virginia Tech may not be able to be celebrated this year due to a strange weather condition so far in Blacksburg. With a warmer than usual January and February, snowfall has been almost non-existent, leaving the annual Corps of Cadets versus civilian snowball fight yet to be played. Newsfeed reporter Cameron Kopecki has more on this story.
The mild winter has been an unsuspected surprise in 2017. Blacksburg and the Virginia Tech campus has seemed a little more upbeat and pleasant without the harsh cold and face-numbing wind terrorizing students crossing the drill field. However, as weeks go by, the chances of the long-standing tradition of the cadet versus civilian snowball fight happening grow slimmer and slimmer. This week was the first snowfall many students have seen in Blacksburg all year, but sadly it was only a light dusting. Senior Corps Cadet student Cody Roos shares his feelings on the improbable snowball fight.
The snowball fight is one of our biggest traditions, and anytime you don't get to practice one of those traditions is a blow to the organization, especially because the Corps is going through some turbulent times right now. We as an organization like to fall back on what we've always done, and so when you can't do that, it's going to sting a little bit.
The weather has only gotten nicer in the following days, which is not good news for the probability of the snowball fight. The cadet versus civilian snowball fight has been a tradition among the students and residents of Blacksburg for many years. It not only gives the Corps Cadet freshmen a chance to interact with upperclassmen in a less structured environment, but also gives the entire Corps Cadets a chance to interact with the rest of the student body in a setting outside of the classroom. And the drill field is the perfect stage for this. Virginia Tech sophomore Kat Plant explains why she was looking forward to the snowball fight so much this year.
Last year I actually wasn't able to go as a freshman, and I was actually really looking forward to going as a sophomore this year. So I'm kind of bummed out that it hasn't happened yet, so I'm really hoping that I get to partake in this really awesome tradition.
Although the chances of the snowball fight do not look hopeful, students, faculty, and residents of Blacksburg should not lose all hope. As all Virginia residents know, the weather can be extremely unpredictable. For the Newsfeed, this is Cameron Kopecki reporting.
March 1st marked the beginning of Women's Month. Virginia Tech's Women's Month is a nonprofit project funded entirely by the university and community. The Women's Center of Virginia Tech began planning for this project back in the fall of 2016, booking over 40 events for this March. These events aim to bring awareness and recognition to the achievements of women and female individuals within the Blacksburg community and on a national scale. According to the Women's Center Program Coordinator, Mallory Fouch, the 2016 presidential election emphasized the importance of these changes towards equality, going well beyond the here and now.
This movement and this battle and the work around gender liberation, the work around ending sexual and gender-based violence, the work around creating more inclusive environments can't be encapsulated in just 1 month of programming.
While there are multiple events happening every week, the biggest event, the Clothesline Project and Take Back the Night Rally, are held at the end of March. Both events are dedicated specifically to sexual assault and gender-based violence. To see the full calendar of the month of Women's Month events, visit the Virginia Tech's Women's Center website at www.womenscenter.vt.edu.
The Virginia Tech wrestling team closed out its season this weekend in St. Louis at the NCAA National Tournament. The Hokies brought home 5 All-Americans and placed 6th as a team overall, despite having to compete without former head coach Kevin Dresser. The Hokies brought 7 of 10 starters to the Scottrade Center to compete for both individual and team national titles. Interim head coach Tony Roby, with the help of the coaching staff and leadership of the seniors, was able to coach the team to the program's 5th consecutive top 10 finish, despite doubts surrounding the program's success. The athletes competed as if there had been no change to begin with.
A little bit filled because we have tremendous leadership from the top to bottom. I mean, we have Coach Roby, Coach Zadek, Coach St. John that all do a tremendous job with our program and leading us and instilling the values that are important to be a successful wrestler. So it's just, it kind of goes without saying, and all the other seniors kind of took their position as well.
Athletic Director Whit Babcock decided to wait until after the national tournament to begin the search for a new head coach. Regardless of the outcome of the search, the Virginia Tech wrestling team's consistency and ability to compete with national powerhouses proves to be a promising sign for the future.
It's no secret that the Arab culture has been controversial in America over the last decade. With anti-Islamic rhetoric and terrorist attacks making news headlines regularly, some students have chosen to focus on the positive parts of Arab culture. Newsfeed reporter Zach Waisgrass has more on the story.
Students and faculty gathered in the Brush Mountain Bee Room to enjoy coffee, hummus, and other traditional Arab foods to celebrate Arabic Coffee Hour with the Arab Language Club. But the event was about more than just having food and talking with classmates. It was about promoting Arab culture on campus. Alexia Castillo, vice president of the Arabic Language Club, spoke to why it was important to the culture.
I think one of our goals for the Arabic Club is to, sort of promote, the diversity of it, and especially in today's world, how, the Arab culture is being, displayed. It's definitely a big problem that we face, and, we just want to promote, togetherness.
Ayman Azabu, an exchange student from Tunisia, spoke to how it affected him and his culture and made him want to join.
Well, first of all, I was surprised that there is such a club over here at Virginia Tech. I'm an exchange student and I came from Paris, but I'm originally from Tunisia. So finding out that there is these people who wants to learn Arabic and wants to know about my culture was kind of surprising, but still I wanted to join such a movement and probably help these people.
The club will look to host similar events in the future in honor of the culture that they love. This is Zach Waisgrass reporting for the Newsfeed.
Just ahead on the Newsfeed, get an inside look at NFL Pro Day and how the students-athletes will make transition to the full-time athlete.
And check out how one Starbucks manager is giving back to his employees. That story and more after this break.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to the Newsfeed.
Starbucks has always been a company that takes pride in their customer experience, but a little-known fact is how much they also value their employees' experience. Almost 1 year ago, Starbucks manager Rob Lindsay added Dahan Conan to his team, a decision that gave the store more than just a set of helping hands. Dahan is a deaf mute with Down syndrome, but the store has found a way to build a role that he can thrive in. The role allows Dahan to help the store run smoothly, let him work at his own pace and comfortability.
It shows the community that not only at Starbucks do we care about the community in specific ways, but we also care about the community and who we hire, who we employ.
This has been an influence in the region, inspiring other Starbucks to incorporate special needs employees. The heart of Starbucks as the company is built on an exclusive and diverse work environment, and it is not uncommon for many stores all over the world to accommodate special needs partners. Virginia Tech held its annual Pro Day for its senior class to show their skills to scouts from all 32 NFL teams. Virginia Tech football and other alumni showed their skills, hoping to transition to full-time athletes will help them compete at the highest level. Newsfeed reporter Izzy Post has more on the story.
Members of the Virginia Tech football team participated in their annual Pro Day. NFL hopefuls worked to show their skills and improve on their combine performances. The graduated Hokie class was joined by early declarees such as Isaiah Ford and quarterback Gerard Evans, as well as notable alumni such as Trey Edmonds and Corey Moore, hoped to turn heads as they moved one step closer to draft day. Many of these hopefuls have since left Virginia Tech to train full-time around the country in order to show the scouts they are in the proper shape to perform at the highest level. Isaiah Ford talked about how his training had an impact on his body.
I checked in to the facility at 183, and after the season I always get really light. So and I was 3.5% body fat. So working out, I got the heaviest I got up to was about 198.
Wow.
And I stayed at 3.5% body fat, so it was all muscle.
For others still taking classes online, the higher intensity training takes more of a toll as time still needs to be split between school and football. Kenny Canham talks about how he's been balancing this time.
I mean, it's it's kind of different. You got to treat yourself like a pro, treat your body like a professional. So I've been taking great pride in, eating well and getting a good workout in every day I go in. So.
The Hokies will now continue to train until they hopefully get a call on draft day later in April. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Izzy Post.
A new bike sharing program is in the works in Blacksburg to help give students and locals an alternative, healthier transportation option around campus and Blacksburg. Many major cities across the United States and even world have implemented a bike share system that provides a cheap yet efficient mode of transportation while also promoting cycling as a form of exercise. Blacksburg is following suit by filing an application for a $250,000 grant that will cover the startup costs for the program, hoping to begin in the fall of this year. Virginia Tech is set to have the highest concentration of stations with up to 10 locations around town, including First and Main Shopping Center, Huckleberry Trail, and University City Boulevard. Stormy weather is always a possibility at this time of year, especially here in Virginia, where it can be 70 degrees one day and blowing snow the next.
Keeping that snow shovel out just a few more weeks doesn't hurt with such unpredictable weather. Newsfeed reporter JB Wright joins us with more.
Thanks, guys. This time of year in Virginia, many places have seen record highs, but also have seen some blistery cold days, such as this past week. Businesses have their ups and downs during stormy weather, as some people like to venture out in it, as most others tend to stay in. Ruby Tuesdays in Wytheville is located right off of Interstate 81 and tends to get mostly travelers during snowstorms such as last week. Business seems to be somewhat of an up and down race, according to manager Jack Mobilini. This is what he had to say.
Snow, when it hits, people tend to go to Walmart before they come to Ruby Tuesdays. And usually the people that stop in at Ruby Tuesdays are the people that's on the highway. That's basically it.
Mr. Mobilini also said when snowstorms hit businesses, it is like an up and down accordion effect. If it weren't for Ruby Tuesday being so closely located to the interstate, people would have to settle for a fast food restaurant during bad weather. This is an interesting twist to think about from a business standpoint, as bad weather is always a possibility. Back to you guys at the news desk.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrb@gmail.com. And as always, you can connect with us on the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Becca Tedesco.
And I'm Sean Sims.